from, is it Busoga one? Needed a whole address to, he had so many issues really mingled up. But I'll respond to you graciously. Thank you for asking the question. First of all, you need to understand with clarity the distinction between the issues you asked. Nkudemu Luganda, Zombi, Njakudamu Luganda Lumenefu. The issues asked are various. First of all, you are asking that we committed that we shall not return to the house until we have clarity relating to the person that disappeared and several other human rights violations. Then you restate that you saw the speaker saying the issue must end on that very day without further ado. One, let me assure you that like the president said, that matter will never end until full accountability is given, and will not end. If you thought the speaker was closing the matter, we opened a fresh page on the matter. You probably need to, and I'll ask the rank and file of the opposition to trust the team in Parliament, because Parliament matters arise every minute, and it's our job as team leaders to assess the situation and take decisions. Now, when I made a rejoinder to the House, I offered clarity on several questions, and fresh pages were opened. We are now at 3 fronts. Remember, some of the issues we raised were taken to the Commission of Human Rights. Hence the meeting that flopped yesterday, for the reasons I informed the nation yesterday via the press conference I offered in the afternoon. Secondly, the second layer of questions or issues or problems or violations were given to 2 committees of Parliament, the Committee of Human Rights and the Committee of Internal Affairs. Those 2 committees will certainly receive their terms of reference this week from the House Speaker, consulting with the opposition in Parliament. Our people will be able to table their issues to be very clear and succinct. The issues taken to the Committee of Human Rights and Internal Affairs relate to violation of human rights amongst fishing communities, a matter we have variously raised in Parliament, and nobody was moved until we moved the House to finally have that matter referred to committees. And shall ask our people to go and testify, to go and offer evidence over violations, rape, murder, and all sorts of violations that were visited on our people in the fishing communities. That matter is still alive. The matter of missing persons is most alive. That's why you see Miss Wanga, they're panicking and fidgeting and making error after error. The dead are not dead. So until evidence, until clarity is offered to their whereabouts, nobody can put away that matter. Rest assured, my brother. Then the second leg of your question related to, again, the matter relating to money in Parliament, which is the second again question my brother from Baba was asking variously. Now note this. It is the NUP, through the Honorable Mwanga Kivumbi, our Shadow Minister for Finance, that raised a red flag on the supplementary. Get to understand that. It was our part. We offered the whole text in the form of a minority report to Parliament that was not taken by a vote. You know, Parliament resolves by a vote or by proclamation. So the minority was rejected. But the issues we raised through the minority, raised by the Honorable Mwanga, Honorable Oshabe, Patrick Nsamba, the Honorable Namuga Goreti, the issues stuck. And they're the subject of the matter the President referred to as attempts to bribe members of Parliament. Note that no member has picked money, but the money is in the supplementary. And we are raising a red flag to all and sundry that that money is illegally contained in the supplementary. Therefore, we do not expect any member of Parliament subscribe to the opposition to go or to get that money. If the money is in your account, our expectation is that you will return it to sender. If the money is given to you in cash, our expectation is that you reject it. That is the red flag the president has raised. Now, my brother from Baba, your question was relating to, am I remembering well? Yeah, the Ministry of Internal Affairs issues. But I have a whole text of 23 pages that I suggested to the media relating to the rejoinder I made. There are very particular issues that debunked all submissions from Internal Affairs, including denial of location of the missing persons. One of the submissions I made to the House, which I laid on table, is video evidence locating every missing person. Their families, their relatives, their homes is attached. It's now an asset of Parliament. So denial of existence is no more. I even gave examples of Mr. Damulira, who went missing. For the record of the nation and the House, Mr. Damulira was traced by the Human Rights Commission and the police and was located at CMI in 2022. That is on the record of Parliament. So CMI must produce Damulira, dead or alive. It's on the record of Parliament. There was no rebuttal from Internal Affairs to deny or reject my submission. So effectively, there was admission that indeed the Human Rights Commission and police located Damulira at CMI. So whoever is in charge of CMI must produce Damulira, because we located him. We are also able to locate Mr. Wangolo at UPDF barracks in Kakiri. We were able to submit details, including submission of the else chairperson of his area, in whose presence he was picked. With the 5 others, the 4 were returned, Wangolo never returned. So Wangolo is with the UPDF in Kakiri. Put that on the record of Parliament. A parliamentary record is a parliamentary record. Nobody can erase it. Even when we are long gone, the children and grandchildren of Damulira will demand for Damulira from those who are in charge of the UPDF in Kakiri, EMI, and other places. So my brother, our records were never debunked. The records are there. Whatever the Minister of Internal Affairs was saying then is long put at the dustbin of history. It's long obtaining. We debunked it, and there was no rebuttal. There was total admission. That's why we said now we need fresh investigations. Thank you. Mr. President, with your indulgence, can I kindly ask my Shadow Minister for Finance to come and clarify on the issue that was the subject of his minority report that informs part of the controversial 50 billion meant for Parliament. With your indulgence, Honorable Mwanga.
Thank you, Mr. President, and the entire party leadership. Now, the subject of 100 billion for each single MP, 100 million. Let me first remind Ugandans, sad as it is, the 3.5 trillion is going to be borrowed. So they are going to borrow 3.5 trillion to spend on things that are not so critical to the welfare of Ugandans, for which the President has talked about. And it's not going to be borrowed abroad. It's going to be borrowed internally. What it also means that the very people who steal our money are the ones going to lend us that money and earn a profit. So that's the first point we need to take from this, sad as it is. And that is the money they're going to give to arts, to whatever, to peeling. So that, the President talked about 45 billion for banana peeling. But that banana initiative in in Bushenyi is a permanent resident of every single supplementary that we pass in Parliament. Every year it's there. Every year in every supplementary you will find electromarks, which they call deemed energy. Some of you may not know what deemed energy is. You will find, and we are spending, and that's the money that Bitature takes. And the other day was running broke. Now, let me go for the 100 million. As you may recall, after Parliament had passed the supplementary, a document was at the tail end smuggled to the Speaker by the Minister of Finance, signed by Matia Kasaija. It had 78 trillion. Out of 78 trillion, it had 55 billion. No, it had 78 billion. It had 55.6 to be exact billion that was for classified under State House. And listen to this story. State House is the home of a president, not the office of the president. In the normal budget, it was allocated 412 billion. Out of the 412 billion, it had 88 billion for classified. Now, under 3%, they have already consumed another 100 billion under classified. But on top of that, in what we call prior, that require prior parliamentary approval, they asked for 195 billion. It is on the top of that the 55.6 billion was allocated to the office of the president. Now, this is how it is. The office of the president is the fountain of honor. His residence is the #1 address in the country. It cannot be used for those purposes. It is a shame that now vote 2, which vote is State House, which is only for the home of the president, is the one that where they are channeling all the dirty money. As to what we did in Parliament, we raised the red flag, even on the 77. Now, Mr. President, under State House, we must note, I only take you to 2 years. Last year, he was allocated 618 billion for State House. By the end of the year, after consuming numerous supplementaries, he used 913 billion. That is an average of 3 billion per day to run his home. Now this year, he was allocated 418 billion in the normal budget, which the president has talked about. But he has consumed 100 extra. He has asked for 175 billion extra and the 50 for inverted commas for members of parliament. Now, if we are at the half-year mark, this is December. The budget is still running up to June next year. That means by end of June, he's likely to have consumed over 1 trillion shillings. And we are asking Museveni, does he feed on a buffalo? Does he eat a lion? What kind of meal are served in the State House that consume all those monies that he spends anyhow? So therefore, as the president has urged, we have raised the red flag. But all these MPs of ours and the entire country are elected by the people. Along the way, you will meet them on funerals, on burials, on parties, remind them not to take the money. I thank you.
There are people who would really want to